high-energy, all-American rockin' country music artist. I'm talking about Ryan Weaver next on the Chris Top program.
The Top, broadcasting live to at least 3 people on Spreaker.com. My name is Dorkamus Prime, leader of the Dorkobots. I was sent to this tiny planet in hopes of uniting all dorks against the evil Deceptadouche. Dorkobots, roll out. Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
I am the one and only Chris Top.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there was a night of black rock back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groove long hair, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Chris Top program. You can hear the music on the Chris Top program.
This is the Chris Top program.
And I'm the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from our lavish home studio here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. How the hell are you doing, world?
Sup?
This is show number 4.
Show number 4.
Are you still as energetic as you were in the first show?
I guess. I don't know.
You're always kind of bouncing and popping off the walls and stuff.
That is true.
As it is. Yeah. So did you get enough sleep last night or just the right amount? Or
I think I got just the right amount.
Okay. Are you ready for the hike?
No.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared.
I'm not mentally prepared.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just wondering how fast they can get paramedics to the
if that's an
trail.
issue, then you know that there's a
because when I need them there pretty quickly.
That makes me even less mentally prepared. You shouldn't have said that.
Does it make you nervous?
That makes me almost dread it.
If I do pass out, just take off running and get somebody. Well, we should probably take our phones with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
In case.
You never know. Because it's hot outside. It's starting to get kind of hot in here a little bit. I know it's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, we got the ceiling fan going. There's a little breeze.
I want it to be fall already so I can wear my hoodies and my sweatpants.
Do you kind of miss the Ohio weather?
Yes, I do. I used to bitch about it all the time, and now I miss it.
Well, I mean, if there was snow outside like 20 feet deep, we'd probably be bitching about that.
Yeah, but for crying out loud, why is the summer so hot up in here?
But isn't it nice, though, like the fireplaces in the winter?
Yes, and I miss that.
We get to cuddle and
I'm not
the
really
blankies on.
I'm not really much of a cuddler.
We get to spoon.
America's Got Talent.
Maybe later we can fork. Yeah.
And then knife.
What? No. Don't say that. That totally kills the mood. Totally kills the mood.
Yeah.
We're going to end the show today with Ryan Weaver. Ryan is a veteran.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
he flew helicopters and stuff.
So it's badass.
So he's pretty badass even off the stage.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to talk to him and find out some cool stuff and about flying Blackhawks.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's the real deal. So and we got 2 songs to play too. And the cool thing about this is I don't think either one of these songs have been released yet. So they're not only one, but they're both going to debut right here on the Chris Top program.
That's how we do it up in here.
That's pretty cool. It means we got connections.
Yeah, so we got more cool points.
We got connections in all the right places.
Wait, is that a drill?
I figured I'd work on some home improvement stuff.
Where did you get a drill?
It doesn't matter because now I have the power.
Bruh.
You don't even know how to use a drill.
Oh, I know how to use a drill.
Chris, you're gonna hurt yourself again. Just call Exact Construction.
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty manly.
Look, just call Jory at Exact Construction. They handle electrical, plumbing, carpentry, drywall, painting, wood flooring, repair, remodel, and service calls. They do everything.
Okay. What's the number?
931-809-8098.
That's Exact Construction, done exactly how it should be. Exact Construction. That's XACT Construction, a proud sponsor of the Chris Top program.
Did you ever think you could afford an interior designer?
No, way too expensive. Besides, I've got style.
If you had style, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Ouch. Interior designers are for rich people.
Magnolia Emporium.
Magnolia Aquarium? Is that like for some crazy flower fish?
No, Magnolia Emporium. Randy's clients range from nurses and teachers to musicians, actors, and even some royalty thrown in there.
Oh, I'd be on the royalty side.
You really don't have any swag, do you?
No, I don't.
That's where Randy comes in. He listens to exactly what you want, whether it's spoken or unspoken.
Okay, if you mean he can read my mind, there's lots of things I don't want Randy to know.
No, he has a great feel for what he does.
Okay, where can I find Magnolia Emporium?
Just go to magnoliaemporium.com.
We want your space to reflect your success. I hope Ryan's not mad at us. Did I say anything bad?
Yeah,
or off color?
did.
Yeah, I always do. I always mess things up. Now he's calling us.
Oh. Well, what do you know?
Well, hey there, Ryan. How are you, buddy?
Hey, man, I was having a little bit of a problem with my phone. I apologize. I just got a brand new phone yesterday, and I was trying to figure it out.
Struggle is freaking real.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We only lost like 3 seconds of the conversation. We're good.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good. There is so much to talk about with you. I don't even know where to start. I mean, just your whole career in the Army, flying the Blackhawks, and your musical career, and you seem like you excel at everything. Is there like some deal that you have with somebody, or do you take some kind of a potion, or
Did you meet somebody at the crossroads?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're just a driven individual, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I started off down in Florida, with 2 older brothers who were good at everything, and I followed in their footsteps. And I mean, they went the Airborne Infantry Ranger route and went in the Ranger Regiment. And I didn't want to do that. I went into military intelligence instead, and then they both got out of the Army and went to 2 years of school, and then went back in as warrant officers and ended up flying. And then I was at a recruiting station for a little bit and wasn't happy with my life at all. Mm-hmm. My brother called me on a Sunday night after I'd been there for 7 days working. It was on the 7th day anyway, and said that they had changed the vision standards for flight school, so I decided to go in and do the flight school thing. So I went down to Fort Rucker, and they were 4th in their class, and I always used their standards of performance as my measures of success. So I tried to do the best that I could, and my brother Aaron helped me get top of my class in flight school. So it was kind of cool. And that was, it's just when you have brothers like that are always good at everything, you just try and do the best that you can to equal up to their success, and it's been helpful. And,
absolutely. And let's go ahead and talk about this since we're kind of on the subject. But tell me what happened to one of your brothers. I guess. Well, back in the early 2000s. I was
deployed to Iraq in 2003, and my brother Aaron was deployed over there around just before Thanksgiving in 2003, and then on January 8th in 2004. He was actually, I'll get off on a tangent here real quick, he was a cancer survivor and was non-deployable and got a waiver to deploy to Iraq because his brother was over there and his brothers in arms were over there and didn't want to get left behind. It just wasn't, he was a survivor in Somalia, where the movie with Black Hawk Down, that was made after, the event that Black Hawk Down was made after. And one of the Rangers in that, and he had cancer, but got a waiver to be deployed, and he just had to have bi-monthly blood screenings done, and he was coming to the hospital, or flying to the hospital on the back of a medevac helicopter on January 8th in 2004. And And the medevac helicopter was shot out of the sky, and everybody died on it. Mm. That kind of started. I mean, I was writing songs, started doing karaoke in flight school to pay the bills. I was winning karaoke competitions and was winning, and then started writing over in Iraq. And it's kind of funny, the whole karaoke, starting on karaoke into country music. But
I bet they hated you at the karaoke competitions.
Well, I have to be honest with you. I wasn't ever the best vocalist, and I never prided myself in being the best vocalist. I think it was the performance. I mean, I won a lot of my singing competitions singing Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, for God's sake. So if you can imagine, I mean, there's not a whole lot of vocal range that you have to have with Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, but if you can put on some tight jeans and shake your butt a little bit and get out there, and if it works for... Everybody knows the important thing about the clubs is making sure that the ladies are happy. So it seemed to work for me. But anyway, so I came back to his funeral, and after that I was restationed to Germany, and was the Sole Survivor Act was part of the Sole Survivor Act. If you have a deployable, or you're deployed with your sibling and they're killed in action, you're no longer deployable at that point.
Yeah.
So I went back to Germany. Was there for a few months, and then ended up getting restationed down at Fort Rucker in Alabama. And I became a TAC officer in Warrant Officer Candidate School, and stayed there for the remainder of my career. And probably 2 years or a year and a half after being at Fort Rucker, I did the military idol competition for Fort Rucker, which the American Idol had a military idol base by base competition, and actually got runner-up in that, which was kind of a blessing for me, because I met my first band the weekend that the winner went to the national competitions, and I opened up for Dare Worley and Tracy Lawrence on Fort Rucker with that band, and then started playing the clubs, and went from small clubs to medium clubs to festivals, and opened up for national acts, and was traveling back and forth to Nashville, working with some folks up here, and then finally got out of the military and moved up to Nashville full time in 2013. My brother-in-law was flying in Afghanistan. Do you feel like you fit right in Nashville?
Do you feel like you fit right in, or do you still feel like an outsider a little bit?
No, after I moved, I mean, I was coming back and forth. I could tell stories for days, so I apologize. I know you guys got questions.
No, you're good. You're good. This is really interesting stuff.
After I moved here in 2012, but I was coming up almost every other weekend. If I wasn't doing a show someplace in Florida and Southern Alabama, I was coming up almost every other weekend to network, and I was working with a hit songwriter up here in town named Jeffrey Steele, who's got a bunch of huge hits on the radio. But he kind of took me under his wing for a few songs and produced a few songs for me, and so I got used to the town. But every time I came to town, it was like a lightning bolt. There's something about Nashville that, when you come into town and you realize that there's so many dreams that are made and broken in this town, and you have people that have been successful in a town that are believing in you and that are getting behind you, and they believe in what you're doing, and it's not out of pity, which was great. They actually feel that you have some talent and you have what it takes to be able to make it. I think that the military and the discipline that I got from that helped me, stay driven and successful, or driven toward success, and then having my brother behind me at the time. But, and then when I moved here in 2012, it took me a little bit to get on my feet. It was not transition out of the military after almost 21 years was not it wasn't a comfortable situation, but I had moved so many times in the military that it wasn't super uncomfortable. So I found a job, and then finally ended up meeting up with the Charlie Daniels band group, or the Charlie Daniels band, I guess what would be called, and their family there, and David Corlew, Charlie Daniels' manager, wanted to help me out, so he became my manager, and it's been taken off since then. A lot of stuff has happened since I met up with them.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you ever get a chance? Does Craig ever play with you?
I opened up for him back in, I think it was 2007 or 2008 maybe. I opened up for him, and I think it was Blake Shelton and Craig Morgan were that concert, and I met him for a short period of time, but I've never gotten to actually work with him. I I'd love to. The guy's an amazing guy. They have an awesome family, and they're, he's everybody that, even in the short conversation I had with him, he gave me some time, and he just seemed like a real down-to-earth guy, normal guy.
It's funny. I wasn't talking about that Craig. I was talking about Craig Wilson.
Oh, I apologize. I was about to talk about Craig Morgan. I get to
the
work
more
with,
popular
Craig,
one.
He plays acoustic guitar with me all the time. He's my primary writer. Craig's probably listening, going like, "What?"
Yeah, he is listening. He's listening right now. Does he? Now I know he's probably some competition though when he wears his tight jeans.
Yeah, he's the dude's buff, man. I mean, he's buff and he's like 8 feet tall. So no, because those are jokes. Craig knows I love him, and he's got his own set of sexy on stage. So it's
that's great.
Yeah, he's listening. He actually gave you a compliment. He says Ryan Weaver rocks. So I guess Craig would know. He's got a good ear for this stuff.
Mm-hmm. He ain't playing.
Well, I'll tell you, when I met up with Craig, it was at a. I guess, I don't know if you would call it a showcase or something to that effect, a couple years ago. And we started writing shortly thereafter. And the very first song that we wrote was Like a Love Song. And I think, I don't know if you guys have Like a Love Song or not, but that was the very first song that we wrote together. And it was, one of the best songs I feel that I've written in town as soon as we wrote the first time, because Craig's an extremely talented writer. And musician, and one heck of a guy on top of it. And I'm not just saying that because he's listening.
It's going to go to his head, man. It will. I'm telling you.
Explosion.
And that's the coolest thing about him is he's confident in what he does, but he doesn't have an ego. And we get in the room together, and our ideas just seem to mesh really well, and it's awesome over a little tequila and tequila and guitar strings. There you go, Craig. There's a song for you.
There you go.
Well, since you've already brought it up, Like a Love Song, we have two. We have that one and we have Burn. And I heard Craig actually told me that we're debuting both of them.
Well, yeah, we haven't. Neither one of them have been played on radio. And I don't know if Craig's told you what's going on with Burn, but that thing is we got something going on with that I'm extremely excited about. So I don't know how much we have to talk today, but I'd love to be able to tell you guys what's going on with that, because I don't think a whole lot of people know what's about to happen with that thing, but I have a feeling it's going to be changing our lives.
Well, let's play Like a Love Song first, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about that.
That sounds great.
Before we play Burn. So this is Like a Love Song, Ryan Weaver, right here on the Chris Top program.
Driving like I stole it down a back road, open her up and let her horses run. A 69 Chevy, my old man let me drive when I was wild and young. Oh, drifting back to yesterday. Oh, there was something about the way she was like a love song. Turn it up and turn me on. Listen to it all day and all night long. Ooh, like a love song. Turn it up and turn me on. Listen to it all day and all night long. Like a love song. Standing in the living room, dancing with the music on. She likes it when the lights are down low. Swaying side to side, the braids in her hair, and I stare as she puts on a show. Oh, drifting back to yesterday. Oh, there was something about the way she was like a love song. Turn it up and turn me on. Listen to it all day and all night long. Ooh, like a love song. Turn it up and turn me on. Listen to it all day and all night long. Like a love song. She was like a love song. Turn it up and turn me on. Listen to her all day and all night long. Ooh, like a love song. Turn it up and turn me on. Listen to it all day and all night. She was like a love song. Turn it up and turn me on. Listen to it
you go, Like a Love Song, Ryan Weaver. And if you just tuned in, we've got another one coming up here in just a little while called Burn. Both these songs debuting on the ChrisTopProgram.com today. And we'd love for you to join the chat, leave some questions, comments. And also, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I mention the chat, then you're probably listening to an archive show on iHeartRadio or Stitcher or 30 different places. So feel free to tweet with us or join us on the next live show.
Yeah.
Next time, whenever that is.
Whatever that is.
Who knows?
It's like we don't have a schedule.
Who knows?
Screw schedule.
What did you think? Like a Love Song?
I liked it. It was boss. It was like, I'm trying to find the word. It was like, I'm not thinking of catchy. I'm thinking of just like, it's
pretty
good,
epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was epic.
Yeah.
That's it. It was epic.
Yeah, I mean, you take somebody like Ryan, who's got the talent and the tight jeans, and you mix him with people like Craig and Jay. They're going to come up with something pretty good.
That song's kind of stuck in my head now, so I guess it is pretty catchy, but it's like an epic catchy.
Yeah. You can't, and I can't wait to play Burn.
Yeah.
Can't freaking wait.
I tell you, I really appreciate the compliments on that. Craig and Jay Took here in town produced that, and super talented producers and musicians along with it. And the song is, we're trying to, I know that there's a lot of folks out there that everybody is trying to create something that's unique to themselves. And, I think that they created a sound that's unique to me. It's not your typical, and don't get me wrong, there's everybody's loving the dirt road, backwood, country music and fishing and that kind of stuff. And for me, I grew up in a small town, but I didn't live on I didn't have that kind of a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But the all-American rockin' country, and I loved 80s rock. Tried to infuse that into our, the kind of music that we do in the live shows, a high-energy rockin' shows. So that's really what you got with Like a Love Song.
Yeah. Now, Craig's got me curious now. I'm really wanting to see you live because he said your live show is just huge.
I tell you, if I don't get off the stage having, sore legs and sweating my butt off, and I mean, I love to have, and Craig will tell you, I have so much fun every single time I get on stage. It's, I like having high energy from beginning to end, but I also do the best that I can to make sure that people know who I am as a person just as much as an artist. Mm-hmm. But by the time that I get off, I try and make it as real as possible and connect with the audience. And I want them, every single time we do a show, I want people leaving that show saying, man, I wish I'd have known who that guy was before, or I'm not going to forget who that guy is. Because, it's extremely important. You got to do that when you're in this business.
And that's like half the show is like the high energy part. Like, I know you got to have good vocals and instruments and everything, but that high energy stuff is half the show. Well, I mean, Ryan's
absolutely right, because you can spend a week in Nashville and see 50 different artists, and they're all going to kind of go together in your head after a while. Because a lot of them do sound the same, so you've got to do something that's going to make people remember you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's got to be like a punch to the face.
Craig threw out a few big names here that you've actually played with, I guess, this past summer. Warrant, Great White, Dockin.
Yeah.
Great White.
Oh,
nice.
my gosh.
Yeah, we opened up for Great White, Dockin, and Warrant at the Freedom Festival in Colorado. And last year it was Lou Graham from Foreigner. But I mean, we played the Volunteer Jam here in Nashville, and I don't if any of the listeners out there know what the Volunteer Jam is, but it's it's got a huge history here in Nashville. Charlie Daniels, I think his first Volunteer Jam was back in 1970 something maybe. I'd have to check on that date, but he played with Leonard Skinner before the crash. I mean, there's such a history there, and Craig actually got to play on stage with me for that one, but we played in between Ted Nugent and Michael W. Smith.
That's
a sold out arena. It was pretty killer.
Wow. Do you get to hang out with these people afterwards?
Absolutely.
I know people like Great White.
They treated me like a rock star, just like I was any other artist that was there. It was pretty awesome. I mean, we were hanging out with Jamie Johnson, and he was in our dressing room with us, and several other guys. And we're hanging out with I'm sitting backstage with Michael W. Smith and hanging out and just talking, and Ed Sean Hannity. I mean, I'm telling you, these concerts are huge. And this year, we're playing it again, but it's going to be a little bit of a different format. But they have Kid Rock headlining it, Chris Stapleton, Travis Tritt, Three Doors Down, and and they have another name that I can't announce right now because they haven't announced it yet. But it's epic. I mean, the concert's going to be epic, and of course, question Charlie Daniels, because it's actually going to be his 80th birthday celebration. But yeah, we're involved, and we're going to be involved in that actively. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, you should be, man. That's cool. It's nice to be able to make a living and do fun stuff like that with something that you love.
Right.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing.
It's not really work.
Nothing like getting out there on stage and being able to do what you love. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, superhero power. What would you pick?
This might be a little bit unique, but I'd love to be able to go back in time.
Oh,
That's a good one.
so who would you visit?
I'd go back and see my brother.
See, I was kind of thinking that you might bring that up. Now, what would you say to your brother if you could go back and talk to him?
You guys are going to get me all emotional here.
It's okay.
Well, Craig and I, we debuted a song on the Grand Ole Opry that we wrote together called "What You Think of Me," and I would just I'd ask him, as he's been watching me over the last several years, if I'm doing it right.
Yeah. Be nice to have that stamp of approval from your brother, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. God bless you, man. I love you to death. When I see you, I usually just ask the chicks this, but I want a hug.
Absolutely. I'm a hugger anyway.
Bro hugs.
I'm a hugger anyway.
Little bro, see, I got a man crush now. I can't help it.
You've got a
Well,
man.
I tell you that a little story just real quick to get off the side. The last time I saw my brother alive, it was Al Taqaddum. He was stationed just southwest of Fallujah in Iraq, and I went for Kimberly Hampton, Captain Kimberly Hampton. She was the first cavalry captain female to be shot down and killed in Iraq, or in combat actually. And I went for her memorial service on January 2nd, and I flew over there to take her best friend who was in our unit, and I saw him there, and Aaron was a handshaker, and I'm a hugger, and we went to go to leave, and he had my crew chief take a picture of us and said, take a picture for posterity. And I was like, got done with the picture, and I stuck my hand out to shake his hand, and he gave me a hug.
See, I love this. This is great. I like hearing these stories.
Me
and
too.
I don't think I have to ask the next question, do I?
No, you don't. You already know the answer.
You've already answered that one. So
I mean, everybody has a celebrity or somebody. I mean, if it were a specific to music question, but if there was anybody that I could go back in time to sit down with, it would definitely be him.
Definitely be your brother. That's pretty cool.
That is really
That's pretty cool. Now let's move on and talk about Burn. Now, what's going on with this? I mean, like, what's the big news with Burn?
Well, this has been a year in the making, because at the Volunteer Jam last year, I met. If anybody hasn't seen 13 Hours, Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, it's an incredible movie. A lot of folks think it's political, but it's really like Black Hawk Down was not a political movie. It was about what happened on the ground and what everybody experienced on the ground, and that's what this movie is really about. There are some political undertones, but that's not really the focus of the movie. It really is the guys telling a story about what they experienced over there. And when you watch the movie, it will have you on the edge of your seat the whole time. But Tig and Oz, who are two of the guys, John Tigan and Mark Geist, are two of the guys that wrote the book with Chris Tonto Peranto, and his name is Tonto in the movie, but our nickname is Tonto. But we met Tigan and Geist at the Volunteer Jam. They were promoting the movie before it came out, and I just started talking to them, chatting up, and became friends with them, and kept in contact with them. And then after, I think it was, maybe a month, or not even a month. They said, "Hey, get us one of your songs. We'd like to try and get it in the movie." Or John Tigan said. So I sent him Burn. Craig and I sat down, and we had already written Burn. I think we wrote it. It was one of the first songs that we wrote, probably a year and a half, 2 years before that, maybe. Like one of the first songs that we had written, and we rewrote the lines on it to kind of fit the movie a little bit better, and took it to Jay, and he and Jay produced it, and Jay actually played a lot of the tracks on it. Jay Took here in Nashville played a lot of the tracks on it, and he brought in some heavy hitter, freaking rockin' guys that were going to have that sound that we were looking for, that full on rock sound, especially for a kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily a military movie, but a full action movie. Mm-hmm. And we recorded it and we sent it to them, and didn't get to the movie in time for the editing. Unfortunately, it was I think that we had just passed the deadline for whatever they were going to be placing for music, but Oz and Tig have been speaking around the nation for all different kinds of events, and they've been using the song. Tig edited the song into the trailer for the movie, and they've been using it for their when they're getting announced and playing, or doing their speaking engagements, which was kind of cool because Tig was sending it to me, and I am talking to an American superhero that is, what these guys did was just incredible, and I'm watching this, he's sending it to me, and I'm like, I can't believe that this is happening. And Craig and I were, we just kind of started, trying not to get excited about it, but and then they said, we need to make a music video for this. So I started working on the funding to get the music video done, and after a year of relationship building and getting stuff done, we got the minimum budget that we needed to be able to. We had to shave away some stuff because we didn't get the full budget, but we got the minimum budget done. And it's I think it happened as of almost a week ago. We got the funding for it, and so September 21st, we're going to be filming the music video. And Paramount has authorized us to use the trailer clips for the song, or excuse me, for the music video. And I've got Tig and Tonto are going to be in the music video with me. And we've got some really cool ideas, for what we're going to do up here in Nashville. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a music video that's going to be different than anything else that's out there. I think it's going to be something that's going to make people think, but get to know the guys, know who the real people were behind the story, behind the movie and the story. And I'm extremely excited about it. It's we got a lot of. I don't know if you guys are working with Rare Country or you've heard of Rare Country, but Rare Country is getting behind it and want to be involved in it. And we're also talking about getting pitched for a single release, so we'll see what happens with that.
Man, that's some exciting stuff. Now, is the video going to be shot in Nashville?
It's all going to be shot in Nashville, East Nashville, Southeast Nashville. We're going to be at an airport for some of it, a place called Smyrna Airport. And we got we'll be out. We're actually going to be doing some live fire shooting and that kind of stuff at the police department, and which is just east of town. And it's going to be a pretty epic. Yeah,
give me some dates on that. I'd kind of like to come and watch some of that. I've never really been to a shooting where I could kind of just watch.
Yeah.
Well, it's September 21st is when it's going to happen, and we'll be it'll be an all-day thing. Okay. So you're more than welcome to come out and hang out with us. I'd actually love to have you come out and hang out with us, and we can come back and talk about it after we get done. I'd love to come back on the show and talk about it.
Absolutely,
about it again.
Yeah, we need to pencil that in and get you back on after that. Maybe after that, and then right before the video comes out or something.
Oh yeah. It'll be we got there's a lot of possibilities for the outlets for this video. It's not just a something we're going to be putting up on YouTube. I think that, this is going to have a huge promotion behind it. And the great thing about all this is I'm doing all this without a record deal, and I'm doing it all with the help of just a couple guys that want to be involved and support what's going on. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and play Burn, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more before we wrap everything up. But this is Burn. If you just tuned in, we've already played like a love song, but you can go back and listen on iHeart or Stitcher later on if you missed anything. But you'll want to hear this whole interview. This is Burn, Ryan Weaver on the Chris Top program.
When you dare to take a breath, don't care about no medals on your chest. You're a steely-eyed killer shadow in the night. You were born to fight. You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep and put 'em in the ground. Blood on their hands, hellbound. Save us all before they burn it down. It's a long way to home, but you won't take the hard road all alone. Just look to your left and look to your right. You were born to fight. You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep, put 'em in the ground. Blood on their hands, they're hellbound. Save us all before they burn it down. You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep, put 'em in the ground. Blood on their hands, yeah, they're hellbound. Save us all. They're gonna burn it down. Save us all before they burn it down.
Ryan Weaver, rock star on and off the stage.
Dang, that song was
sure.
bad freaking ass.
Are you going to play it like
appreciate it.
20 times when we're done?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it is pretty badass. It really. I can't wait for the video.
I'd say,
like-
you know what the funniest thing is, and one of the things that I was told before when I came into town is if you write a song and record a song, and if you're tired of listening to it after the first 10, 15 times, that you're going to be really tired of listening to it down the line, and you're not going to want to hear it. And I've recorded a couple songs like that, but this one, every single time before I go to the gym, I turn it on in my truck while I'm driving to the gym to work out, and I think about all the possibilities and all the things that are happening with it, and how my dreams could come true, and
Sure.
it gets me motivated because it's
a
killer
healthy
rocking,
obsession.
and it's killer on stage too. So fun
I
on
bet,
stage.
man. I want to. We got to go see him at the Opry. That's going to be fun.
It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, we got to make plans for that. So can I stalk you online? Like, do you have a website?
You're a
Oh
stalker.
yeah, all you got to do is look me up, Ryan Weaver, on Facebook, and it's facebook.com. Ryan Weaver is one of them, and then or Ryan Weaver Country, excuse me. But if you Google Ryan Weaver in country music, I'm going to probably be the first 4 or 5 that come up.
Okay.
There's all my stuff has pictures of the Grand Ole Opry and whatnot on it. You can't miss it. And then on my it's Weaver Country or Ryan Weaver Country on all my other social media accounts, the Instagram, Twitter, you name it.
Gotcha. Now, you've got 2 other singles that are out right now?
We have Crank It, which there's a music video on my YouTube page, which YouTube page is Weaver Country. The
And I've
music
seen
video's
Crank
on
It,
that.
yeah. Mhm.
It's a funny video. It's kind of, you're going to hear the song in it, and we try to incorporate some Shallow Hal humor into the music video. So it's a lot of fun, and everybody on there are friends or family of mine. It's kind of cool, but it's called Crank It, and that's out on every digital outlet. And there's another one called New Set of Tires that was written by Jeffrey Steele as well. But we got, the music that we've got that's starting to spiral up right now. I can foresee an EP release here coming, if not in the fall, early next spring.
Oh, so when you put these songs together, will you send them to me so I can hear them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll actually shoot you an invite to my Dropbox that's got all my promo stuff in it, and that way you can listen to all the newest ones that we've got so far.
Ooh, so I'm on the inside now.
Ah, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Greg and I just wrote a killer freaking rockin' one the other night. I tell you, yeah, it's a good one.
You shouldn't tell me about stuff unless it's produced and ready to go, because I want to hear it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem sending work tapes to people, but it's just a different. It's interesting that, I mean, you listen to music, you guys listen to music all the time. Hearing a work tape and being able to see where it's going to go, I'm sure that you have that insight. But the way that we changed Burn to what it turned into, and the way that Like a Love Song turned into what it turned into, it just everything. I love the big, loud, rockin', slamming 80s, sound.
Well, yeah, like with Burn, it's been a metamorphosis over a year. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Burn has been that way. If that's, I apologize. I was probably talking when you were talking about. Yeah, Burn has been that way. It's kind of a. It didn't take, once they said that they wanted it. It took us a little bit to get it, but I mean, Jay, Took, and Craig they've really dialed in on the kind of sound that I want, and I think that I'm trying to create something, like I said, that's me. And when people hear it, they say, "Yeah, that's a Ryan Weaver song," and they know. I mean, everybody's got their own stuff, but I'm hoping that they can distinguish this from other music that's out.
And and it's okay to sound like somebody else, but when you can just be yourself, and that's something really special. And,
I mean, I don't like, I don't think that any artist out there. There are some cover songs that we really like to do, but in Nashville, you got to make a mark for yourself, and you have to be able to stand out from the rest of folks. And no one has a story like mine, but a story can only get you so far.
Sure.
And creating a unique sound and creating something that's not just that, but being known for being a good person and having the talent to be able to make it, and being driven and not quitting. Those are the kind of things that hopefully when everybody that works with me or has worked with me knows that that's the kind of person that I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, you are a good person. I can tell just from talking to you and just our short conversation here, and that makes me want to see you more and see you live.
I'm just intrigued by everything.
Now, if I want to buy some copies of your stuff, are there physical copies, or are we just looking at iTunes, or what?
Yeah, it's just digital right now. Quite honestly, you know how it goes. I mean, when we got into the single digital download era, for me as an artist without a record deal, I could go out and make a bunch of CDs and those kind of things, and they're great to sell at shows. But it's just much more the way that we had it, with one or two songs here and there that we felt were quality enough to record. We just kept them digital. But right. Things are going to change, like I said, with this conglomeration of songs that we've got together, piling them all up into an EP. And the cool thing is they all seem to fit with each other really well.
Mm-hmm. If you save your money and go digital, then you'll have extra money in your budget for videos.
Yeah, I mean, and that's and not to mention the fact anybody that if they want to contribute to this video, by the way, we're still accepting funding options. Our funding from folks because we would like to add back in some of the stuff that we had to cut away, and we got some really, really cool stuff that we took away, but it was just more expensive options. They're more than welcome to contact me and see if we can get this thing even better than it's already going to be, which is still already going to be epic. But there are some things.
What's the best way to get in touch with you if they want to throw some cash at you?
If anybody wants to throw cash at me, they can either shoot me an email at ryan@weavercountry.com, or actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a Gmail account because I prefer that anyway. But ryanweavercountry@gmail.com is my music email. But shoot it straight to me, and we'll get it over to the folks that. And that's direct access. I actually check that email address. So, okay. And if somebody's going to be putting money behind me, I want them to make sure to know who I am. And right. And that I get to talk to them personally and shake their hand, because that kind of stuff is, somebody believing in me is going to change my life.
Sure. I'm excited about the video.
I'm excited too.
I really want to be able to put that together with the song and see that. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited about it after they hear this.
It's going to be so freaking epic.
Yeah,
it's going to be sick. You have no idea when you eat, sleep, and breathe something. Well, I'm sure you do. I don't want to say you have no idea. I've done nothing but eat, sleep, and breathe getting this done. And to have Paramount give us the authorization to use the trailer clips was like hitting the lottery. Getting these guys to be in the music video was like hitting the lottery. And then getting a Cryptech Camouflage Company on board. I'm now an endorsing artist with those guys, and getting them to come on board and working with their partners to be able to get some other stuff done. I mean, it's just, there's going to be so much stuff put into this that has taken this year to do, but when it all gets done, I get to look at this and say, this is something as an artist that I had my hands in creating every single piece of it, and it's just going to be awesome.
We'll have enough material from Ryan to have him on the show like 3 or 4 times a year. I mean, we're good.
We're good.
We're good to go.
Hey, anytime you guys want me, I'd love to come back, and I promise that we'll let you guys talk a little bit more. I'm a talker, so.
Oh, dude! I mean, I love sitting back.
I wanted to just.
We talk all the
listen.
time. Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to sit back and listen to this.
We'll call it the Ryan Weaver Show next time. We'll be the guest.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Well, I guess that's a show. We're just about out of time. So I do want to thank everybody for listening, and I promise you something. We do not, nor will we ever take any of you for granted, because I know there's a million other things you could be doing, but you chose to listen to us, and that makes us feel pretty damn good. It really does. Mm-hmm. So until we broadcast again, please remember, life is good, and we are gone.
Maybe dark things might be looking grim. I guess it's time